I ate 3 slices in the kitchen, the grease from the pepperoni soaking through the paper plate. I wrapped up the leftovers and put them in the fridge, like my mom told me. Then I went back upstairs and started playing another game. Hours went by. I completely lost track of time. The house was silent except for the hum of the fridge downstairs and the occasional creak of the old floorboards settling. It was probably around 11 when the doorbell rang. I figured it was my parents, so I rushed downstairs without thinking twice. The stairs in our house are right in front of the front door, old wood that creaks with every step. Mom? Dad? I called through the door, but the voice that answered wasn't theirs. Hey kid, got a flat tire down the street. Can I borrow your phone real quick? I froze. Who is this? Just need to make one call, man. AA is going to take forever if I walk to find a payphone. Every instinct had told me not to answer. My parents will be home any second. Come on, it'll take 2 minutes. I'm parked right down there. I didn't look through the window. I was too scared. Instead, I turned and started walking back upstairs. I was halfway up when the person outside banged on the door hard. Wait. Hey, I really need help here. That's when I realized he'd seen me. He was watching me through the glass panel at the top of the door. I turned around and looked back toward the door. It was dark outside, but I could still make out the outline of someone's head pressed against the window. I couldn't see his eyes, but I could see the shape of that trucker hat, and I knew he was staring right at me. I bolted the rest of the way upstairs, taking the steps 2 at a time, and burst into my parents' room. That's where the only house phone was. I grabbed it and called my mom's cell. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped it. She picked up after a few rings. I could tell she'd been drinking, but the second I told her someone was at the door trying to get in, her tone shifted completely. She got loud, urgent, firing questions at me. Did you answer him? Did you let him know you're there? Yeah, I asked who it was. Her voice got even more worried. Did anyone know you were home alone tonight? That's when I thought of the pizza guy. The delivery guy asked if I was by myself. I said. Right as I said it, the doorbell rang again. Twice. Fast and aggressive. He's not leaving. I said, my voice cracking. My mom told me to stay in their room and lock the door. She said they were calling the police. She stayed on the line with me while my dad called 911 on his phone. I could hear them leaving the restaurant, heading outside so they could hear better. Through my parents' bedroom window, I heard the side gate creak open, the one that leads to the backyard. It opened slowly, deliberately, like someone was trying to be quiet. I told my mom. She told me to stay calm, stay in the room, keep the lights off, and not make any noise. I whispered something about the window in the den, but she just kept telling me to be quiet and wait for the police. She gave me updates, how far away they were, how long it would take, and kept reminding me not to talk. My breathing finally slowed just a little when I heard it. Creaking downstairs. Someone walking through the kitchen. The box fan had stopped running a few minutes earlier, so the house was completely silent except for those footsteps. I could hear them moving slowly, deliberately. The fridge hummed once, then stopped. Everything felt too quiet. I whispered it to my mom in a panic, and I heard her scream something to the police on the other line. She told me to hide under the bed, so I did. For my 12-year-old self, it was the most terrifying moment of my life. The only thing between me and whoever was downstairs was a tiny bedroom lock that could probably be kicked open in one hit. I heard the footsteps coming up the stairs. Each step made the old would groan. Our staircase is near my sister's room and mine, down the hall from my parents' room. The footsteps got louder, then faded for a moment. I think he went into our bedrooms, first looking around. I could hear drawers opening, closet doors sliding. My mom told me the police were almost there and that I shouldn't move until they were inside. I stayed under the bed, barely breathing. The footsteps came back. This time they were in the hallway, getting closer, slow, measured. Then they stopped right outside my parents' door. The doorknob turned. It didn't open. It was locked. He tried again, then again. Then there was a light knock on the door. 3 slow taps, but he didn't say anything. Didn't make a sound, just knocked. He tried the knob one more time, rattling it harder this time. Then I heard him walk away, back down the hall, down the stairs. I wanted to cry, but I didn't dare make a sound. My mom finally told me the police were there, but I still needed to stay put. Heavy boots thumped the porch. Police. Flashlights swept the windows, shouting, "Clear. Back door. Upstairs, go." My mom told me I could unlock the door. 2 officers were there when I opened it, and I could hear more downstairs. One of them asked if I was okay. I just nodded. The back door was wide open, so was the sliding window in the den. That's how he got in. I told the police everything. The doorbell, the voice, the footsteps, and my suspicion about the pizza guy. My parents were on their way home. It felt like forever, but they said it was only about 20 minutes. By the time they arrived, only 2 officers were still there documenting the scene. They said they'd investigate, especially the pizza guy connection. My dad asked if they were going to check the restaurant, and one officer said they would, but without proof it was hard to do much. The next night, my parents took me to Gianni's and asked me to point him out if I saw him. I didn't. So my dad asked the manager which employee matched the description I gave. The manager said it would be Phil, who was out on a delivery. After my dad explained what happened, the manager got defensive. He said there was no way Phil would do something like that and asked us to leave. We didn't. We went to the car and waited in the parking lot for almost an hour. Phil never showed up. My parents were convinced the manager tipped him off. They tried contacting a few lawyers, but none of them would take the case. Not enough evidence, they said. We never went back to that place. And it was a long time before my parents felt comfortable leaving me home alone again. To this day, I still think it was the pizza guy. But here's what really keeps me up. The police never found him. They never found any evidence. Because if it wasn't the pizza guy, then it was someone else who already knew I was alone that night. And that's worse. Sometimes late at night, I still think about that moment, standing on the stairs, looking back at the door, and seeing that silhouette pressed against the glass. That trucker hat shadow clear as day, watching me, still out there, somewhere.